morning and welcome to the North Country Outdoor Channel on this beautiful morning of September 11th, 2017. I just realized that it was September 11th, and I just want to take a minute and just reflect all the people that lost their lives 16 years ago. Thank you so much for your sacrifice. You know, I just from my heart, I really appreciate the sacrifice and the bravery that went into that day when those terrorists tried to destroy our country. I was in 9th grade at the time, and I didn't really understand what was going on, but the older I got, the more I became interested in the TV programs and everything that had to do with 9/11, and it's quite a deal. So thank you very much for your bravery and the heroes that lost their lives on that terrible day. So right now I just took a trailer to the job site, dropped it off. I'm heading back home to get another trailer. Normally I wouldn't have to do that, but I blew a brake line on my Super Duty the other day and I haven't had time to fix it. So, which is weird because if you follow the vlogs, it was only like 2 weeks ago that I made a video. And if you don't follow the vlogs, hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it. I made a video talking about how slow I was and times were tough, and I don't know if my prayers were answered or what, but man, my phone's been ringing off the hook and we're booked out for 2 weeks. So praise the Lord for that, man. That is awesome, because it's time to start getting trucks ready for snow, and that usually costs some money. So just met with consumers. They're over there dropping the power line. Just so you know, a little disclaimer: if you're ever having tree work done, or if you own a tree company like I do and you don't know this, Consumers Power, or whatever the power company in your area is, I know it's Consumers in my area, they will come drop that line for free. They don't charge you to do it. It's one of those better to be safe than sorry situations. So I just thought I'd let you know that. Whenever I feel like a power line's going to be in the way, then I'll have it dropped, because it doesn't cost any money. But so yeah, going to get the other trailer, heading back to the job site, gonna get to work. So thanks for joining me. Let's hang out. Come on, let's get some work done. Just a little update. We are working. Some sort of elm tree. I don't know, a Chinese elm. Isn't it a Chinese elm?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so we're just getting a load of brush here to the dump site, and it's hot out. Holy cow. It was cold this morning, now it's hot. Michigan weather, crazy stuff. Pretty sure, I was just talking to my buddy on the phone, and he said he thinks it's because of the hurricane, which I don't disagree. I think the hurricane's probably pushing the southern weather north, so it's supposed to be pretty warm this week up here, which, I don't know. Kind of sucks working when it's 80, sweating, get home, you're soaking wet. But anyway, I need to tell you a story about a customer that I felt so bad for that I had to help. And went to bid this job, and it was an older couple, and it was a job where they had several trees that needed to come down, but they were all maple trees, probably 9 to 14 inches in diameter. It wasn't real technical. There was room to just go up and take the tops out of them and then just drop them down. They weren't really over houses or anything like that. They didn't want stump grinding done. I mean, it was still going to be a couple days worth of work, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like one of those jobs where I was like, oh, this is going to suck, you know? And then they had a couple more trees that were over the house and technical, and, you know, they're like, well, we would like to get you to give us an estimate for all of it, and, you know, we might have to break it up or whatever, because we're on Social Security, and, you know, so here's what I did. I broke it up for them, and I gave them a little bit of a discount on the price, and I said, here's the deal. I'll do these trees right here for you for X amount of dollars. And I said, that tree and that tree is gonna be like $1,600 a tree because of the technicality of it, but we can come back and do those later if that's what you would like to do. This group of like 6 trees, I said, I'll take down for like $2,000. And they're like, well, how about if we give you half down, and then the next month when our Social Security check comes, we give you the other half. Now, in a situation like this, normally as a business owner, you want to say, how about no? How about you give me all the money as soon as I complete the job and have a nice day? But I'm telling you, sometimes you get that feeling where this customer wants you to come back and do more work when they get more money. And let me just tell you too, that the people that are on Social Security and the people that don't really have the money, those are the people that are going to pay you. And they pay you promptly. It's the rich people that are ass bags and they don't want to pay you, and they try to nitpick your work and they try to get a discount, and it's just terrible. So my experience with working with the older people on Social Security, they pay. So I took into consideration all the work on their property that they need done down the road, and if I do a good job for them and I do them a favor, I'm going to get that work. Their neighbors need trees taken down. Their family needs trees taken down. So you see, just as a little bit of me not getting all my money at once and saying, hey, you pay me half now and you pay me half in a month, it's not going to break my bank. I'm going to get a lifetime customer out of the deal, and I'm going to get work out of their family and their friends and their neighbors. So sometimes feeling sorry for people is a bad thing, and it can really burn you. But then there's other times where feeling sorry for people like this situation it's a good thing to try to help them. You don't always have to help everybody like this, and you don't always have to be a hard ass about it either. Like, nope, $2,000 and I want it now. You have to feel out the situation. You have to judge the customer. But in this particular case, I felt really bad for them, and these trees were endangering their house, and I wanted to do the best that I could do for them. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to help them out, half up front, half the next month, and I'm going to have a lifetime customer out of them. So that's just a little bit of story time and a little bit of learn from what I've been through sort of situation. So we're going to offload this brush and then head back to get. Well, guys, I'm just going to be honest with you. I just ran out of freaking gas. Like, dang it. The truck is barely running. Oh, man, this sucks. On the side of a highway, too. Yep. We are out of gas. And the worst part is there's a gas station 200 yards away, and I couldn't coast to it. I guess I walk, so here we go. Let's go for a walk. Well, here we are. Truck's behind me. Walking. I got nothing but a diesel can, so we'll walk up to this gas station, put some gas in a diesel can. People are probably staring at me like, what's this guy doing? Walking down the road with a camera and a diesel can. Well, he's an idiot, and he ran his truck out of gas. So let's go get some gas. There's the gas station. I wasn't too far away. It's just still embarrassing. All right, y'all, so here's the deal. While I was filming that last clip, some guy pulls up in a you know, a decent looking like Kia car. He was dressed really nice, and he's like, hey man, you want to ride? And I'm like, I'm just going to the gas station. It's like 200 yards up. And he's like, hop in, I'll give you a ride. And so I shut off the camera. But this kind of fits in with my feeling sorry for my customer story, because, you know, I was like, bro, I don't pick people up, you know, thank you so much. And he's like, well, you don't really fit the serial killer, you know, description, which some of you people might disagree with that, whatever, it's YouTube. But anyway, you never know in today's world, like if somebody's gonna, you know, a serial killer or something. I don't pick people up when they're carrying like trash bags and stuff full of clothes, like hitchhiking. I don't do it. But, you know, I guess I was carrying a gas can down a highway with the safety vest on, filming. I mean, I don't know. I guess I might have picked me up too. I'm a pretty good looking dude, ain't I? I think so. My wife thinks so. So anyways, there are still good people out there. There are people out there that don't mean any harm to you, and there's still good people out there. And today was a perfect example of that. I'd say she was empty, 24-gallon tank. He was cool as shit, and I'm like, you know, do you live here in town? He's like, yeah, I sell real estate here in town. I'm like, oh, no kidding. You know, I own North Country Tree Service and outdoor service here in town. And he's like, tree service? Do you do work around power lines? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, dude, I got 8 red pines and 3 oaks that need to come down. You got a card? I mean, it's just weird how just things just fall into place like that, isn't it? It's amazing how things just happen, you know? That's the type of stuff right there that really makes me believe in a higher power. You know, I might not go to church every Sunday, but there's definitely a higher power out there looking out after me, and I believe in it. So again, you never know what's gonna happen when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a vlogger. He's like, what are you doing with the camera? I'm like, oh, you know, I got a YouTube channel. He's like, yeah, I figured something like that. That's part of the reason why I picked you up. You had a camera. But anyway, back to work. All right, guys, I'm actually heading home for a minute. I gotta grab something. For some reason, things just kind of turned for the worst on this job site today. It's hard to explain. So I showed you some clips earlier of the tree that was coming down, but then on the other side of the house, there was 2 pine trees that we had to take down, and it's an in-town house, and it kind of, those pine trees were like right on the property line in the neighbor's driveway, and then the neighbor's garage was right there. And the neighbor came home and she started taking pictures of her house, saying that we hit the garage and this and that. She just had it painted, and we didn't hit the garage. I went up there and I showed her. I said, there's no paint missing. These dings were already here. It's an old aluminum siding house, and it's all beat to hell. And I'm like, this was painted over. This isn't fresh. There's no chips missing, nothing. And she insists that we did it, and you know, this is the stuff, this is why I started this channel, guys, because I don't see people talking about this stuff. There's one guy that I know of, Keith Kalfas, the landscape employee trap. He's out of Southern Michigan. If you don't know that channel, he's a window cleaner, a landscaper. He don't know me from Adam. I've never met him. We're in the same state, but he seems like a great guy, and he talks about this stuff too, because nobody wants to talk about it. They all want to talk about how successful they are and how great life is, when in reality, every day as a business owner, you deal with bullshit like this. Now, what's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is I'm not fixing nothing because we didn't do it. You know, at this point, I don't know if she's going to call the police. Probably not. She was probably just one of those sue-happy bitches that that wants something for nothing, you know. And she ain't getting it out of me, so I don't know what else to tell her. She can sit there and argue with me all she wants, but that's the way it is. And this is the stuff that we deal with every day. And I would like to show you what is exactly going on, but you know, I think it would just make the situation worse if I rolled up there with my big camera and the microphone, and she's standing out there, and I can't really explain it to you guys. I wish I could. I really do. So it's just, imagine in-town houses, cookie cutter houses right next to each other, and you're working in between 2 houses. That's what's going on. An old 1960s house with aluminum siding that was all beat to shit, and she had it painted, and now she thinks that we're the ones that beat it up when there's not even any brush near her house. Nothing. Like we didn't even come within 5 feet of her house. So anyway, I'm beating a dead horse, but I just want to tell you guys that this is why I started this channel, because this is reality. Reality isn't dollar bills falling out of your freaking pockets and hundreds and 50s and all this money and success and blah blah blah. No, reality is dealing with BS on a daily basis if you want to be a business owner. If you're strong enough to deal with that, then hey, become a business owner. It's for you. If not, then watch me struggle and learn from my lessons. But I'm going home real quick to grab something, then we're heading back to the job site. I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to vlog today. I'll probably check back in with you when I leave. But you know, this is kind of my outlet, because I can't show emotion in front of the customer, so I talk to you guys. This is kind of my zen time. This is how I calm down and I chill out. You know, I already feel better that I got this off my chest, and the best part is somebody is going to get something out of this. So, you know, I'm pretty chill now. I was pretty heated there for a minute, but I'm good now. So, thanks for being such great listeners. I love you guys. I'm just finishing up for the day. The guys are there just doing the last little bit of raking up. I actually have a load of brush on the back. I'll show you because it's YouTube and people don't believe me. There you go. I'm hauling the last load of brush out of there. I went back to the job, and the neighbor, she kind of calmed down a little bit. I think it was a little bit of I stood my ground and I wasn't going to be walked on. I wasn't going to allow her to get something for nothing out of me. I wasn't going to be walked on. I wasn't going to allow her to get something for nothing out of me, and just by standing my ground, I wasn't really mean about it. I was just like, hey, you know, I also have a house with aluminum siding, and it's banged up, and it's just the way it is. I didn't do this. So she kind of changed her tone a little bit. She still wasn't like happy, but I think she realized that, you know, she was wrong. So at least the cops weren't called or anything like that. But I'm cooled down now. The day's over. It's 6 o'clock. It was a super long day. I'm actually just going to get my daughter Lexus. I'm picking her up from dance class because she has dance tonight. And all in all, today was a good day. Just had some hiccups, you know, and that's just that's the ups and downs of owning a small business that most people don't talk about. They just talk about the glorious parts, and I want to show every part of business. It's not all glorious. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog for there today. It was a pretty entertaining vlog for you guys, I'm sure. So just remember, tomorrow is a new day. Be creative and own it. Hey, if you're not a member of the North Country Nation already, hit the subscribe button for me. I would really appreciate it. And you are beautiful. You are amazing. I love you, and I will see you next time.